Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time here, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and support the movement. Thank you so much. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about a visa category that you can use to migrate to Germany. Now, I want to clarify some things here before I talk about this visa category on how you are going to get it, the documents you need, and who is supposed to get it. I want to draw your attention to the fact that Germany is one of those industrialized countries in Europe that is looking for labor force. If you didn't know today that Germany is actually trying to open the routes for labor or for laborers or for internationals to come in so that they can work and of course get residency in their home country. But now, if you find the methods difficult and you equally find the student pathways difficult, there are equally other ways you can use to immigrate to Germany. And one of them is using the family reunion visa. How are you going to use the family reunion visa in order to migrate to Germany? Now, if you want to use the family reunion visa to migrate to Germany, there are certain requirements you must meet. Of course, you either have a spouse who lives in Germany, who is a German or an international. You either have a spouse who is a student in Germany, who lives and is very legal in Germany, or you have a parent who is a German or who is legal in Germany and of course have a residence permit in Germany. Now, remember, these people must have citizenship in Germany. Either the person is a German, he should have citizenship. If the person is an international, permanent or temporary residence permit in Germany. If the person is not a German or an international, automatically the person should be an international. All right, so the person should have an EU permit or an EU residence permit, or the person should be a student of, or should be a student or hold a student residence permit, or the person should be at least 18 years. These are all rules that this person has to meet in order to be qualified to apply for the family reunion visa. In Germany, either a German or an international with a legal residence permit or an EU residence permit, this person must equally have a health insurance policy in Germany. All right, this person must be able to prove that he or she is financially stable in order to bring you to Germany or to take you over to Germany. And this person must be able to prove that he or she has a lot of space or sufficient space in his accommodation or private accommodation or whichsoever one in order to accommodate you, or a place where you are going to stay. So these are the basic requirements, and the person who is bringing you over to Germany must be at least 18 years and above. These are the general requirements that the person must meet. Now, for the documents that the person has to meet in order for you to move over to Germany, they include, I will be checking my Jota as usual so that I do not miss out on anything that may be helpful. The first document that the person needs are 2 fully filled visa applications forms. Of course, they have to be filled, and there are 2, not 1. All right, so the person must go to the embassy's website and download the family reunion visa application form, 2 of them, and fill them clearly and neatly. All right, then there is also a questionnaire, but this questionnaire, the person has to get 2 copies as well and fill the details on the questionnaire. Then the person must sign a declaration. The declaration, you are going to get it from the embassy's website or from the Schengen visa application website for Germany, or for family reunion visa for Germany. All right, but most of the times you will find it on the German embassy's website. Now, if the person is a German citizen, you should be able to bring a copy of his or her passport. All right, the person is a German, you should bring the copy of her passport or the page that has the passport details. All right, then on it. Then if the person is a student, you should be able to bring a legal residence permit of his or hers, or you should be able to get his or her residence permit and supply to the embassy when you are trying to apply for the visa. These are some of the documents that you need, and of course there are more documents, and I will be taking you to now. Before I continue with the other requirements that you need in order to apply for your family reunion visa to Germany, I would first of all like to draw your attention to the fact that most German institutions are highly rated, All right, that is to say they are top round institutions in Germany. So if you are an international student and you are thinking of taking the other visa type, which is the student visa, then you should know that there are a lot of advantages for you if you study in Germany. The first advantage of you studying in Germany is that German universities, like I said, are top ranked universities. All right, lectures are from top lecturers, and of course, the infrastructure is also great in German schools. Degrees from Germany are highly recognized as well. So if you have a degree from a German university, you do not need to worry yourself that much. Another factor is students can study in English. Someone was asking me a few days ago if he can actually study in English, that he is not aware. That is why he took the German language, but it looks like the German language is going to complicate things. So I told him that you must not need English in you must not need the German language in order to study in Germany. With just your English language from your university, you are good to go. All right, so that was why a lot of students don't understand that they can actually study in Germany without learning the German language. Some universities, very few schools would permit you study even a bachelor's degree in English language with just your IELTS score or your TOEFL score. All right, so it doesn't really matter if you have German or not, or is that you should get to work, search the universities that can teach you in English language, and of course you go. Another great thing about Germany, if you are a student in Germany, is that after you graduate from university, you can stay back for 1 year, 6 months, and you work. And Germany is now looking for workers. All right, that is to say, after your studies, you can get the post-study work visa, or let's say the post-work visa. All right, and the post-study visa. Sorry, and note that most companies in Germany are looking for internationals now. So if you graduate from a German school, the tendency is that you may, at the end of the day, get a job, a well-paid job. All right, so that is what you should know. And again, there is the tendency that you may even end up with a joint degree, like if you have the possibility to win the Erasmus scholarship in Germany, your degree may come from 2, 3, or 4 universities. All right, which means that your degree will be a joint degree. So having a joint degree is a lot of advantages because you can migrate and work anywhere remotely around the world. So these are some of the advantages as an international student who is studying in Germany you are going to come across. Now let's continue with the documents that you need in order to submit for your family reunion visa. We ended somewhere, and I want to take you over again and say that the next document I will be talking about is the marriage certificate. Remember, you are moving as a spouse. All right, you need a marriage certificate. You must be legally married. All right, you cannot show anything apart of that. So if you do not have a marriage certificate and you intend to apply for a family reunion visa, you should better start getting one right now. All right, it is very important. Then again, you need birth certificate. Birth certificate, your own birth certificate or that of your spouse, is very important for you to get, because the birth certificate is going to indicate a lot of things. But of course, you need your birth certificate in order for you to apply for this visa. If you have a child that you intend to migrate with the child, then you should also look for the birth certificate of the child or your children, all right, because you will need them during the application process. And I want to tell you that the appointment for family reunion visas nowadays at the German embassy, maybe in Abuja, Nigeria, or in Cameroon, Yaoundé, it takes a lot of time. Appointments takes a lot of time. So I would say that if you already intend to apply for this family reunion visa, you should start by booking the appointment right now, so that, because normally it takes sometimes 11 months, 1 year even. So book the appointment before you start gathering all these documents, all right, because it's going to take a lot of time for the embassy to get back to you. Now, if you are divorced before, or any of you or your spouse have been divorced before remarrying or marrying again, you should get the divorce letter, all right, among the documents. You have to get the divorce letter among the documents, all right. Then again, you need an affidavit of marital status. Now, this affidavit of marital status is a document to prove that you are actually married, all right. It's just like an affidavit of support to show that this person is going to support you. So this affidavit is going to show that these people are actually married, and this affidavit, only your parents can help get it for you. I think your mom or your dad can help get it for you from the competent authorities. Then again, and it should be in a newly, don't get an affidavit and leave it for 6 months. No, All right, get a new one out of the point you want to use it. All right, recent documents, then you should submit them. It is very important. That document, it has a name in German, but I don't remember. It is proof of let's say living, or spouses living in Germany, something like that. You have to verify that there is a name on the, I will put a link in the German embassy website, then you can verify from that. You need that document. All right, proof that your spouse is legally living in Germany. It has a name, is it Melvin? It has a German name, I'm forgetting that, but you have to check again. All right, you need your school certificates in case you have been to school before. Of course, just show your school certificate. It doesn't cost you anything, but just prove those documents are okay. Then if you have a picture or pictures with your spouse, or maybe charts of transactions with your spouse, of course, but pictures will speak volume. Maybe wedding documents will speak volume. You can submit these documents as well to the embassy. Remember, all these documents, these paper documents I'm talking about, you have to get them in two sections, 2 photocopies and 1 set of originals. All right, photocopy them and put them in 2 envelopes. That's 2 files of photocopies, then and 1 original file. All right, so in total you are having 3 files with you when you are going to the embassy for the application. Then you need proof of language certificate. Make sure you try to get the language certificate, even the lowest level. I think with 6 months you can get the lowest level of the German language. It usually takes around 6 months to write the exam. So try to study the language for at least 6 months. So they may be asking you a lot of questions to verify if actually you can try a little. All right, you must not know the intermediate level of German, but you need to try a little, because now you are going to be living in Germany. All right, so that is what you have to know. Then if there is any name change, but let's say if you have changed your name before you got married to your husband or your wife, all right, you should know that if you haven't changed it on your passport, you should maintain the old one. All right, that is to say, if you have not changed your name on both your documents, birth certificate, passport, and everything, do not swap anything to show that you've changed the name, because it may complicate the issue. Okay, like I told you before, appointments usually take a lot of time. You have to start the process early, but first book the appointment before you start gathering the documents, so that if the embassy wants to delay you, then it will not be that much. All right, so this is the process you need. Then once all the documents are ready, now you will not go on the day their appointment has been scheduled for. You will go to the embassy. Of course, do not forget that you have to pay for the visa application fee. I think that is 75 euros for adults, and for children, is it children, that should be 37 euros, something like that. But just know that you have to pay for it, and you have to verify all of that. Again, at the embassy, you would be asked to present those documents, and of course, a lawyer has to verify the documents. There is a fee you have to pay for the verification for a lawyer to do it, but you are paying the fee at the embassy. All right, so when you do the payment at the embassy, a lawyer is going to do the verification, but at the embassy you will be asked questions on how you met your spouse, who your spouse is, general questions about you and your spouse. Did you guys get married, where and when, and some of the things, you understand. So then again, after verification, they would then decide. But remember, the verification must take place for the documents to be transferred from your home country or where you are applying from to the foreign office in Germany. All right, so this is how the process works, and after that your visa will be granted. All right, if everything being equal and everything being the same, you would have the visa. But remember, I always emphasize on real and legal documents. Submit a document that is real and authentic, please. All right, because of things to avoid issues. Remember, the German language you must have should be A1. I think it should be A1, and the score you have to have is 60, something like that. You have to ask the institution in which you are going to take the test. They are going to inform you about that. Then I think after that, you will have your visa, and of course, but remember everything. Don't go and start answering different questions at the embassy. Make sure you know things about your spouse very well, where he lives and what he does and how you guys got married, and a lot of things. You should know about these things. All right, you should know your spouse very well. They may ask you to introduce yourself even in the German language, so you have to know how to introduce yourself, or maybe go a little bit inside So you know that's the reason why you are studying the German language. I hope this video will help you. I think this is the end of how you can get your family reunion visa to Germany. There are other things, but I will mention in other videos. Guys, if you are an international student, know that admissions is open in some German universities now. Or if you want to migrate using the national visa, which is the student visa and the long stay visa, then you should start checking your universities now. This is the time for you to start the process. Till we meet again in another one.